because I've worked on Lincoln for a long time, I've read a lot of interpretations of him, and you're kind of okay as long as you don't go back to his language, and then he redefines himself, and it sort of shakes off interpretation. Because he, like a Shakespearean character, is so clearly who he is that there's just so much you can lay on it. On lined paper, Lincoln's careful writing reminds one of a student exercise. It's hard to imagine that this was the work of a man on his way to his presidential inauguration. He's going away, he's leaving all his best friends, he's left family behind, and there isn't any sort of bathos about it at all. It's very grown up. That a man so plain, even in penmanship, could have come so far and risen so high. The handwriting makes the simplicity of his diction stand out. I think it's fascinating because his handwriting is so unexpectedly like a student's. It's so careful. It just reminds you that, you know, where the guy came from and how far he traveled, and that he still carried with him the same kind of plowman's simplicity, and also in the writing you can feel that he's writing this letter and not another one, that it's all kind of purposive and like his speech. Looking back, we see simplicity as a virtue, a talent, a power of Lincoln's. But that simplicity was read very differently at the time, as proof of the man's inadequacy for the task before him by education, culture, style, and breeding. At first glance, this penciled scrap of ephemera seems to support that critical view, but not for long. He spoke simply and directly to convey things that he really meant, and that's just an extraordinary thing in a politician, where blurring meaning is so useful. We who are all too used to the hypocrisy and wiggliness of politicians and their talk are treated here to the carefully considered words of a man who meant what he said, who meant to be understood to mean what he meant, and knew how to do it. The language, rooted in homespun, sings hymns at heaven's gate. He's one of the most magnetic and compelling figures that I've ever been in contact with, and I've just been learning about him ever since. To me, even in pencil, his writing still makes the foundations of buildings shake.